Hey, welcome everybody. Great to have you here on the blog. Now, I just want to take you through a really simple 5-step program, 5-step system that really gives you the basic steps that you need to know and understand when you go to look at investing in property, okay? So one of the first things I see with a lot of people, they come in and see me and they've got no idea why they even want to invest. So the first thing you need to do is understand you need to have some clear goals and you need to have a big why, because your why is your driver. So for a lot of people, it's really simple. I want to make sure I'm going to be okay in retirement. I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to travel. I want to make sure that I'll be able to look after my kids. So they're the main core reasons why somebody wants to invest. So make sure that you've got really, really clear goals about what you want to do, what you want to achieve out of property, and what it is you're trying to get, right? Because property is just a vehicle to take you from A to B. So you might want to retire early. You might want to make sure that, your family is always going to be looked after. You're going to build a good asset base that your kids can leverage off later on in life. So that's something that's really, really important. Make sure you get that clear. The second thing you need to do is get yourself financially assessed, okay? So you need a really good, sharp finance broker who knows and understands property and property investing, because the way you set your money up, the way you structure your loans will really, really determine how you move forward and how you're able to leverage yourself, leverage your money. And this is what rich people know. They know how to leverage. When I first started investing almost 20 years ago, I learnt the power of leverage. So that's knowing how to take money, pull it out of an asset, leverage off a bank, and use that to drive money to put it into an asset that builds and grows. And that's why we're talking about property, okay? So get yourself really financially assessed. You need to understand your BC. Now, your BC is what's called your borrowing capacity, okay? No point going out looking for property if you don't even know where you sit financially, what can you potentially borrow, and what can you comfortably afford to do, okay? So knowing the numbers and understanding the numbers inside property with the finances is really, really key. Here's the third thing, you get your BC. So let's say, for instance, you've been assessed and you can comfortably borrow $500,000 towards investing in property, okay, which is pretty standard, all right? Then you need to go, well, okay, now where's the location? Where am I going to go to try and find a type of property? And you also need to understand there are different types of properties in different types of locations. So some of the key things that we do, and I'll talk to you in other blogs a little bit later down the path, is that when we're looking at location, we're looking for a few key things, okay? So we're looking for infrastructure. So we're looking for schools, hospitals, we're looking for transport, we're looking for shopping centres, we're looking for major developments, okay? So where there's big infrastructure going on is one of the key areas because we're now looking for population growth. We're now looking for jobs and employment, okay? So they're the sort of things we're looking at when we're talking location. But you will be dictated to the location purely based on the price point that you can currently afford, because different areas have different price points, So some area could be 600,000, somewhere could be 400, and you're sitting at 500. So you'll be limited to where you can buy based on your borrowing capacity and then the type of property that you want. So whether it's a house and land, whether it's a townhouse or maybe a boutique apartment, depending on your affordability level, that then dictates. So if you can understand now step 1, step 2, step 3, you can see now there's a process that's starting to happen that's going to help move you on the path so you don't make a big mistake, so you don't screw up and cost yourself money. The fourth thing that I think you really need to do is you need to have a really good team of advisors around you. Now, when I started back in 2000, I didn't have anybody helping me, I didn't have anybody teaching me, I didn't know what I was doing. But to be honest with you, I got a bit lucky and I got in, early 2000s before the next boom started to tick off. I didn't understand all this stuff back in those days, and I was lucky to get through it the way that I did. I made a few mistakes, don't worry, but at the end of the day, I found the best thing that you can do is have a team around you. So here's what you need. You need a really, really smart finance broker, as I just mentioned up there in step 2. You need a really good tax accountant who knows and understands tax. Look, find people who can help you with advice, who know and understand property, who are property investors themselves, okay? So finance broker, tax accountant, property advisors are really, really key. Now, I'm a professional investment property advisor, so that's what I do. So we need to know where the locations are, the type of properties, the price points, the infrastructure. You need to get all that information with you. You need a really good property manager who's going to help you out. You need a good legal conveyancer who will help you understand, take you through the contract to make sure you know exactly what you're signing, okay? So I've got an independent legal conveyancer who does all my clients for me, all right? That's the sort of team that you need to put around you who can help you and help you grow and help you build your wealth and help you advise you along the way on how to do it. There's a really key thing in here about financing: how to set your money up, how to structure your loans, how to set up a cash buffer if you're worried about how the hell can I afford to invest, or how the hell does the money work? Oh gee, I don't know, is it more debt? You need to get the right people educating you and teaching you so that you understand how this whole system works, because once you get it, it takes away the fear and it takes away the worry of, shit, will I get ripped off? I don't know what I'm doing. Will I lose money? Will I lose my house? So there's ways and means that you set this up where your home is protected, your assets are protected, but you're also got an investment model happening over here with a different cash structure, with a different finance structure, with a different banking structure. It's 100% different. That's where a tax advisor and a really good finance broker can help you with that. And the final thing is, once you do have your property, you need to make sure you've got the right insurance that's in place. So you need landlord's insurance because you're now a property owner. You need building insurance that's in place. And you also need a really good rental manager. Now, they're really hard to find because that industry is so transient. Property managers come, property managers go. That's just the way it is in that industry. But we do have some really good ones who work direct with my clients. So having that in place is really important. And the final thing to the whole 5 over here, if I was, stepping out the start, was that get yourself some knowledge. So you're on my blog here, so I presume you're getting some knowledge and information from me, which is cool. But I would really be looking at, the smartest way to do this is find people who have already walked that path. Now, I've been doing this for over 20 years. My whole team over here are all property investors. This is what we do. So if you're thinking about investing in property in Melbourne, or property investing in Brisbane, or wherever it is around the country, it doesn't matter what the area is where you're thinking about it, follow those 5 steps, because I'm sure they can help you. They can put you on the right path so you don't go making silly mistakes and you don't go getting into something that you don't understand. All right, I'm Tony. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next blog.